What up gamers, Fencer here, and welcome back to Frontline 2 Exilium. So let's go and resume the story here and get our loot. Michti and Vector walk toward the two beams of light not far away. The loot enters their respective inventories in a burst of light. Noticing the problem, the two dolls look up at each other almost at the same time. Huh, I think you're right about the deducted loot. We only got back less than half of the XP and supplies. Harpsy, have you figured out what's wrong? The camera hovers smoothly next to them and makes no response. Harpsy? What's going on? We're not in the middle of a cutscene right now, so why are comms being jammed? Vector, is this Harpsy or whatever you keep talking about? Who is it? It's... Vector suddenly realizes that something is terribly wrong. It's Harpsy. Imprint, Model TMP. She repeats the familiar name slowly, but Michti just stares at her even more blankly. See? Who's that? A new friend of yours? You don't seem like the type to go making friends with strangers. She doesn't seem to be joking. Making jokes take too much effort for Michti. It's not my imagination. Huh? I'm not imagining this feeling that something is missing. You've been saying something really strange. You've been saying some really strange stuff since a while ago. Michti. Vector interrupts her. Try to disconnect from level 2. Huh? But we're not done yet. Do as I say. Try to disconnect. Sure. After trying multiple times, Michti looks at Vector in confusion. I can't. What is going on? Either something happened out there, or something's wrong in here. So, are they trying to imply that... Is she trying to imply that Harpsy is... I guess it's a fake? Hold on, let me just see again. Because, like... even Michti's not familiar with Harpsy. I don't know if that means, like, maybe Harpsy is like a fake memory type thing. Because, Michti doesn't even know who that is. I'm sure she doesn't know, like, other people too, in other squads, but... I'm just wondering what that means with Harpsy here. You think Harpsy is actually a bad guy? That could be a thing too. I never thought about that. I said it might be like an outside force, or maybe the commander in Klukai trolling them. But no, it might be Harpsy. Michti, remember what I said when I had a feeling that something important was missing? I don't think I was imagining it. What did we lose? I don't know what I lost, but you definitely lost something. Vector tells Michti about Harpsy. But I still can't recall her. The data is lost, so that's not surprising. What matters is how to prevent further data loss. Say, do you think this has anything to do with the deducted loot? Okay, so maybe Harpsy is not fake, but like it's making other people forget things, like Michti? I'm not sure. Like, every time we die, we can recover fewer and fewer things, and as a result, we lose our own neural data, or something like that. Oh, that could be it. There's no evidence that the two phenomena are related, but it is very likely. Jeez, what kind of horrific bug is this? I don't know, but from now on, we can't treat this as a game where we have infinite lives. The more we die, the more we lose. What? Then maybe we should just stay where we are and wait for the rescue? That does make sense. It will certainly reduce our chances of getting hurt, but then we'll also be putting all the pressure on Harpsy and the others to solve the problem. It can't be helped. Our comms are jammed, and we don't even know what's going on out there. Are we really just going to sit here and wait for our doom? Then what ideas have you got? Turning into Superman? What? They can say Superman? They don't they don't censor that? They got the copyright to say that? They would censor Disney or The Division, but not Superman? Vector lapses into deep thought. After a while, she tears her tears? Oh, she tears her eyes away from the weeds growing out of the cracks in the concrete on the roadside. I'm guessing it's tears and not tears. I'm thinking, to end the game, other than breaking the connection by force from outside, Maybe beating the game in here is also a solution? Um, oh, that was Vector, I think. But wouldn't that get increasingly risky under these circumstances? I still think it's better to find somewhere safe and hunker down. We have G36K KSK with us. If this were still your regular training, I'd have a problem with her presence, as she is basically helping you cheat. However, she can relieve some of the combat pressure for us in these desperate times. Uh, uh-oh. That's not inviting. Victor stares at G36K KSK, who is standing behind Michti. Perhaps because she is standing with her back toward the light, her face is obscured in shadow, and her smile is barely visible. Like a dutiful NPC, she has remained silent throughout the two dolls' conversation. Besides, we still can't be certain if the data loss is caused by dying or something else. The sooner we can exit level 2, the better. There are better things even you don't want to forget, right? Michti purses her lips and tears at her hair in frustration. Then she lets out a sigh. Okay, so yeah, they're losing memories every time they die. I think that's it. It's not just Michti. I think I understand it now. Alright, I meant to complete the training anyway. Have you talked to me so earnestly instead of just yelling? Feels pretty unsettling. You prefer Kukai's method? Huh? No way. Why would you have such dangerous thoughts? Are you sure you don't? Of course not. You can't be more wrong. Beat the game, yeah? Let's go then. It'd suck if Kukai deletes all the anime I've saved up at the outposts. That's all she cares about. Okay. Continue. We'll keep on going. Yeah, so I really wondered like what's going on here. At first I thought maybe it'll be Harpsy, but no, it's more of like they're losing memories. The satellite city streets, in their memory, were at least somewhat orderly, but here, large chunks of broken crystal pipes are scattered everywhere. Uprooted sidewalk slabs reveal barren yellow sand beneath, and as they walk along, the view looks no different from the yellow zones. We'll reach the research institute once we cross this district. Wow, it looks like if Ultra... When they can censor Ultraman, do they just forget to censor sometimes? They can say Ultraman, or they can't say Ultraman, but they can say Superman. And some monster had a brawl here. We're quite close to the ground zero of the arterial crystal pipe explosion, and the high concentration of collapse radiation attracted many invaders and Elids, so this place practically got razed to the ground. In other words, there could be a lot of enemies lurking about. We can't afford to be careless. That's true. We can't deal with anything unexpected. Better if we proceed in an inverted triangle formation. I can take the rear. I don't know if I trust her right now to take the rear. I'd rather have her go forward, be in the front. Yeah, here we go. No, you lead the way in front. Michti and I will cover the rear and flanks. Yeah, that's what I would say. Understood. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like how Vector and me sometimes we kind of like understand each other, like have the same thoughts. G36K KSK nods demurely and walks ahead with her weapon held at ready. You seem wary of her? An NPC that can accurately analyze the current situation, choose between remaining silent and talking freely with the players, and can also make tactical suggestions. She's basically a full sentient doll. Are they support characters in the games you play so advanced? They could be? I don't really remember. You mustn't let your guard down. Your guard around her. Let down your guard around her just because of her strong resemblance to Andorus. Besides, she's completely different from Andorus. Oh, tell me about it. Unlike Andorus, she's insanely strong in combat. Thought it would be so much easier to tell her apart if her personality is significantly different from the real deal, just like Ruchi and that number 90. I've been meaning to ask, is this Ruchi my teammate? Yeah, they're losing memories. Michi's eyes, which she can barely keep open for most of the time, widen in shock. Ruchi, you don't remember? Not only is she your teammate, she's also your best friend. Best friend. Uh, Corkscrew twin tails, always twittering by your side. And what else? Uh, I don't really know the story between you two. Vector racks her neural cloud, but she can't find any trace of the name. In her incomplete neural logs, someone runs over with a recruitment brief full of red crosses. The same person calls out to her through the thick glass while she is soaked in corrosive liquid, but the person's face is utterly blank. Victor freezes in bewilderment. I only found some broken memory fragments. Mishti glances uneasily at the camera that has been following them in silence, then awkwardly tries to confront Vector. I mean, that's kind of sad. Like, they can't say anything back, so they can just... all they can do is just use the camera to, I guess, do whatever they can physically to comfort. It's gonna be fine. Once we get out of here, we can reload our neural backups. Uh-oh. A building ahead of them collapses all of a sudden, emitting a deafening noise. A long-haired girl emerges from the swirling dust. She stumbles in this direction, followed by invaders that are chasing her relentlessly. Help! Multiple enemy targets spotted ahead at 1 o'clock. Exact number unknown. They are moving towards us at high speed. Engage in 8 seconds. Hold on, that's... Worry about that later. Prepare for battle. Is it Klukai, you think? Or I guess, no, I don't remember the exact length of Klukai's hair. She's got a ponytail on, right? I guess it is. Yeah, it is long. Okay, it's a long ponytail. I'm just wondering who it can be. There's like a lot of a lot of characters with long hair here. I'm gonna go ahead and eliminate all the enemies here. There we go. Alright, come on, Michti. Come on, Ulrid. Yeah, when I think about it now, like, this really isn't a lot of, like, melee characters. Like, if you don't have Ulrid, it's just Krolik. It's kind of funny how you have your own category of blade weapons. Well, like, I think there's only 2 blade characters, right? I can't think of anyone else. I'm not sure. It's alright now. There are no more invaders. G36 KSK gives the cowering girl a gentle squeeze on the shoulder. The girl, obviously very shaken, is trembling all over. Above her head is the name tag that reads 416. Vector, I'm not reading this wrong, am I? Her name is indeed 416. Not you're dreaming or you've gone blind, right? You're reading it right. Oh, it's her. Whoa. I've never seen her cry before. What an opposite personality right now. Ooh, yeah. 416 cranes her neck and starts bawling. Fat tears roll down from her eyes. Her usual cold and haughty face now looks almost pitiful. I know it's not the real deal, but it sure is impactful. I didn't expect we'd run into another new NPC so close to the research institute. The 2 dolls walk up to 416, who suddenly jumps to her feet and grabs Michti. Whoa! I almost forgot. My sister. Please save my sister. I beg of you. What sister? Ow, ow, ow. My arm's gonna fall off. Over here, follow me. Yeah, I assume that with the guns here, or not the guns, the names, these characters, of like, I guess the fake characters, they're based on guns, which I'm guessing they're based on the, they're associated with guns. Or I guess they're named from the past, because I know they renamed themselves in this game. So I guess before, Klukai was 416. And then, Anderis was G36. Oh shoot, I don't think I read that. Sheesh, her personality is different alright, but she's still got the same amount of monstrous strength. Hurry, we're going after her. It is surprising that there are still such well-preserved houses in the city. There's even a sofa. Mishti, immediately drawn to the sofa near the entrance like a nail to a magnet, collapses into it. G36K KSK follows them into the house and stands quietly in the corner. So soft, so comfy. It isn't quite compared to my beanbag sofa, but it gives the couch in the lounge a run for its money. Come, Victor, savor this hard-earned moment of tender coziness. No thanks, get up. We have stuff to do. If we mean a cutscene, you handle it. I'm very sleepy. Let me... She can go to sleep even on level 2. Victor shakes her head in mild disbelief and walks up to 416, who is now by a bed in the room. She has to admit that the calm and quiet atmosphere here is quite relaxing. She decides not to bother waking Michti. Big sis, are you okay? Don't scare me. Where? As Vector approaches the bed, 416 freezes and starts crying piteously while holding the hand of a person lying on the bed, who happens to be... Belka? The one lying on the bed with her eyes closed and her face pale is none other than Belka, but the name tag above her head reads G28. Hearing 416's voice, she musters her strength and opens her eyes just a crack. Big sis, you're badly injured. I tried to find you some medicine in the research institute, but I ran into invaders. These people saved me. You... Don't talk, big sis. Excuse me, do you have any medicine with you? The watery green eye turns to Vector, and she suddenly understands how Michti feels. Impactful indeed. Under 416's imploring gaze, Vector taps her watch and gives her a healing potion. Thank goodness, big sis, they have medicine. I'll give you some right away. He tries to prop G28 up from the bed, but she may have aggravated her wounds, as G28 starts coughing violently. I don't think I've ever heard about this gun. G28? Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that gun before. Big sis, are you alright? So noisy. What's going on? Michi sits up from the sofa and rubs her eyes. She looks over at the bed. That's Belka? She rubs her eyes again. Kukai is holding Belka in her arms? They're both NPCs. I know, but Kukai is bawling while clinging to Belka? No way. I don't care if it's real or not. I'm going to capture this absolute masterpiece. Where's my terminal? Michi pats herself down frantically, but she remembers she's on level 2. So she taps her watch. Oh, there's a screen cap and recording feature. 416 dresses G28's wounds lightly. G28 finally directs her attention to Vector. You have my gratitude. May I know who you are? Hey, we are guardians. What? That was it? Victor reads out the only option she's given. We are guardians. Guardians, you say? Big sis, don't get so worked up. I'm fine, I'm okay. Allow me to introduce myself. 416 and I are both researchers at the National Research Institute, number 3 laboratory. I was in charge of the project to convert collapsed crystals into crystal energy. You could say we're the ones responsible for the crystal pipe explosion. Big sis. I have always known that crystal energy is not completely clean. Moreover, the safety of the crystal pipes is also very unstable, but we yielded to the authorities. Not only do we not put a stop to the experiment on crystal energy, we even pushed it, little by little, to the point of no return. Victor recalls TMP, whom they have met earlier, and draws the mental connection. Fortunately, we have a remedy. 416 used her own funds to develop a substance that can completely purify collapsed particles, the purification solution. Purification solution? That must be the secret weapon that number 90 talked about. Yeah, that makes sense. We have stockpiled a certain amount of purification solution in the Institute's laboratory. We just need to put the solution into the diffuser in the Institute's launch center, and we can purify the city. The problem is, the launch center was destroyed, and the automatic security system within the Institute was activated, so we can't get through. However, the Runa Crystallis airbase is in the northeast corner of the city. There's a helicopter there with a diffusion device installed on its tail. If you load it with the solution and fly around the city, you can also complete the purification. Zone map, Runa Crystallis airbase obtained. This is it. Michti, this is how we clear the game. Oh, shoot. A gunshot erupts from behind. You think it's, if I had to guess, it's Andorus? Because she's the only one that's so weird in this game, like for an NPC. Like a slow motion scene in a movie, Victor watches as a bullet burrows out of her chest, passes through G28's forehead, and leaves a black crater on the wall. The shot NPC seems utterly unfazed. She continues to rattle off the pre-written script with great emotion despite the bullet hole in her head and the continuous gunfire. But Vector can no longer hear what she's saying. She turns around with great difficulty, only to see a smiling G36K KSK with her gun raised, and Michti, who has flattened herself on the sofa in terror. What? Wait, why would she flatten herself on the sofa in terror? What does that mean? Did she go back to sleep but scared? What does that mean? Michti, run. Oh, I'm guessing Michti was like sitting up, but then she like, you know, laid down, like in shock. Like she kind of fell. Vector. Orbs of faint light appear where Vector has fallen. Michti knows that they are Vector's drop items. Oh, snap. What is the outside world like? Okay, so I'm guessing this person here is someone who is like trapped within this mod. Like they're actually sentient. Okay. Show me more. I mean, destroying Vector is not going to be a way to do it. G36K KSK stretches out her hand, and the lights fly into her palm like birds returning to their nest. Okay, maybe not a. I thought it would be like a program, like an AI thing. I guess they're all AIs, technically. But I thought at first maybe it's more of a normal computer AI. But it could be also like another doll, like an actual doll AI. The figure immersed in light begins to transform little by little. Andorus' illuminated face is as calm and serene as ever, but the color of the hair by her ear starts fading. Her body also droops like melted wax, and then it looks almost as if a pair of invisible hands are gently lifting her up and resculpting her. After the light has faded, jump scare. She appears before Michti like a patchwork portrait with all the colors and characteristics of different 404 members. Not enough. Not enough at all. G36K. No. Who exactly are you? I don't like this name. It sounds like a tool. I want my own name. A new name to mark a new life. Isn't that right? Who the heck are you? That's right. Your name is Michti. Michti means dream. Oh, does it? I guess that makes sense. She always sleeps. An eerie smile creeps across that uncanny patchwork face. I was born out of your memories, your dreams. Koshmar. You could call me Koshmar. Wow. Well, yeah, that's kind of scary now. I guess she was born from the, since the mod is pretty much a generation of the memories, right? I'm guessing that's where she came from. Wow. Okay. I'm guessing we got a story node next. Like, look at that, we're getting there, man. We're almost to the end. Yeah, maybe we'll try to finish this whole thing here. I'm not sure. Remotely controlling the terminal in the training room, Thayer checks the code of the module and plug in row by row. Harpsy also nervously keeps her eyes glued to the terminal screen, not daring to relax at all. Meanwhile, Ruchi and Welrod are keeping a close eye on the situation on level 2 at the surveillance monitor. What should we do, Vivi? Vivi doesn't remember me anymore. The data loss is only temporary. Once she's out of there and re-downloads her neural backup, she will be the same old Vector. I know, but it still hurts that Vivi is treating me like a total stranger. Tears are a sign of your incompetence. If you keep crying, you will only put more pressure on Harpsy and Deer. I'm sorry. Alas, Movement can be heard from the terminals nearby. There's no virus at all. How can that be? The problem is the highly intelligent, creative AI you implanted. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm guessing that's what made that person, Koshmar. Its deep learning ability allows it to continuously read Doll's neural data and continuously improve its own framework autonomously. It has now concluded its first cycle of self-completion. Compare its current base code with what was originally written. Isn't it much more complex? It does seem to be the case. Oh shoot, misclicked. That's why you couldn't find the so-called virus. Freaking heck. The creative AI is an artificial intelligence. Dolls are also artificial intelligence. You put two AIs in a single vessel? Are you trying to teach them what survival of the fittest means? It didn't occur to me. Never mind. According to my speculation, the goal of this AI is probably to seize their neural clouds and take control of their frames. If this continues, I'm afraid it will be it will backhack the main control system sooner or later. When that happens, not only will their data be at risk, but so will yours. Huh. So, it's just a pathetic usurper. Now that we know what we're dealing with, we just have to launch an EW attack. Is it electronic warfare? Attack to wrestle the control back from her, and Bob's your uncle. It's not that simple. This AI has already merged with Michti's and Vector's neural clouds to a certain extent by seizing their neural data. Even if we manage to wrestle the control back from her, remnants of the AI's data will stick around in the neural clouds. If we don't do a thorough job of getting rid of the AI, they'll basically be walking time bombs. Is there no other way? Deer ponders in silence for a long while on the screen. There is a way, but it's incredibly risky. I can't make the decision alone. The door slides open with a whoosh, followed by a set of angry footsteps. I follow Klukai into the room, eyeing the floorboards that has just stopped it over with concern. Klukai, Commander, what are you? We were gone for just a few hours, and you've already created a gigantic mess for us to come back to. Her eyes swept a sweep fiercely over everyone present before finally settling on Deer on the screen. Solution. Stop wasting time. Right, here's the solution. Meanwhile, on level 2, if I respawn at the save point, a dozen invaders are outside, staring hungrily at Vector in the phone booth. She checks her inventory and sighs at all the empty slots and her pitiful amount of ammo. I'll get swarmed at the moment I step outside. I won't be able to save even myself, let alone Michti. On my own. I really am utterly useless. Intense gunfire interrupts Vector's moping. She watches as the invaders outside are shot in the head one by one. The area around the phone booth is cleared in no time. Oh, here we go, the real Ruchi, I guess. Vivi, are you alright? Well, sorry it took us so long to get here. A girl with a corkscrew twin tails throws herself at the door of the phone booth, scaring Vector by squishing her face right up against the glass. But she doesn't remember her, right? And that also puts Ruchi in the same position too. She will also probably lose memories the more she goes down. You... Oh, even Wellrod too. I guess, you know, at least the squad. I'm not sure if anyone else came. Like Klukai or whatever. We arrive right on time. Good thing you haven't lost the ability to make your sound judgment. I'm glad you didn't rush out to take on these invaders and let them give you a thorough beatdown. It's safe now. Come on out. You... With a frown, Vector opens the door and exits the phone booth. She dodges Ruchi's flying tackle and makes her way over to Harpsy. Harpsy wrings her hands nervously. Vector, are you okay? You seem to be the real Harpsy. How did you get in here? Well, Vivi. Ignoring me, eh? Looks like our almighty team leader has lost her memory of more than one teammate. You're right. I can't bring up any data regarding the two of you in my neural cloud. Vivi, you don't remember Wellrod either? Never mind. We're here precisely to resolve this problem. Wellrod looks at Harpsy, who is standing next to Vector. With a nod, Harpsy tells Vector everything in a soft murmur. So Deer's recommendation is to defeat that AI, take what she drops, and recover the data I've lost. At the same time, I must clear the game to put an end to this endless cycle of dying and respawning, correct? That's it. Deer has already obtained certain permissions and will help us by using cheat codes. The limit on the stamina bar has been removed. Nice. This is way too risky. It wouldn't be such a big deal if it was just me and Michti, but now you're putting yourselves in danger too. Vivi, how could you say that? What do you mean it wouldn't be such a big deal if it was just you and Michti? You're our very important companion and the leader of all of us, Team B. That's right, us. Without you, it wouldn't be us anymore. You... Vector looks at Ruchi and finds herself speechless. I really don't have any memory of what you're saying. That's okay. I'll help you recover it. I can't recall anything at the moment, but I have a feeling you must be someone who I know very well. Ruchi freezes at it for a moment, but then she beams. Yep. Alright, enough catching up. And don't be so pessimistic. Now that the High and Mighty team leader is here, we may actually stand a chance. High and Mighty team leader? You don't mean... Here we go, Kukai. Elsewhere, Michti, who has been frantically avoiding Koshmar's pursuit, is cowering inside a concrete drainage pipe. You can't find me. You can't find me. You can't find... All of a sudden, a shadowy figure leans into the pipe. Eep. Michti is so terrified of her neural cloud is on the verge of shutting down, but once she makes out who it is, she lets out a sigh of relief. Oh, it's you, fake Kukai. The fake Kukai is looking at her with wide, pitiful eyes. Unimpressed, Michti shrinks back and waves her hand at her, as if she is shooing away a puppy. Go away, you OOC weirdo. What is OOC? I don't know what that means. You're gonna make me get caught by that Frankenstein. If only Tyrant Kukai were here, she would kill the Frankenstein easy peasy. Hey, why are you pulling me? I'm not going out there. Follow me. I know a safer place. Huh? A monstrous strong hand grabs Michti and pulls her out of the pipe. Michti is getting a bit disoriented. Am I still in the cutscene? Maybe Koshmar is just a boss, and the NPC is now taking me to some safe house so I can regenerate or something. It's much safer here. Before she can react, her view suddenly turned upside down, and she feels herself being thrown headfirst into the cramped space. Ow, that hurts. What? What do you think? Don't you feel right at home in this trash can? Ouch. Okay. Fake Kukai lifts her chin. The face that looked so pitiful just a second ago is now full of disdain. Hold on. That tone. Since the OOC NPC is now also getting OOC, she's actually resembling the original character more? This is getting a bit confusing. Michti! Eek, it's the real deal. Kukai. Stay away from me. You're filthy. I mean, they're on level 2. Why does it matter if they're filthy? It's just digital. With a look of disgust, Kukai shoves a hand into Michti's face to stop her incoming embrace. Level 2 is all simulated anyway. Filth isn't real. Yeah, that's what I said. You're selling my visual module. Such familiar and comforting mockery. Whatever you say. Now that I think about it, why are you here? What about the commission? The client canceled the commission on short notice, so I came back. Well, that's convenient. What else was I supposed to do? Visit the Yellow Zone with the commander and enjoy the collapse storm? I just didn't expect to receive such a huge surprise while on my way back. Kukai sneers coldly. Michti gulps despite having no saliva. Let me explain. I just wanted to explore a new way of training. I will give you plenty of time to explain, but not now. Her tone implies that this is far from over. We take care of that distasteful Frankenstein first. I won't let that chimera of an AI make your already dumb neural cloud even dumber and give you an excuse for your future dumb shenanigans. Okay. Well, we're almost done. Maybe we could try to finish things off in this video so that, you know, we don't have to do much in the next. Yeah, we won't really have much to do in the next one. I don't think there's like a new game mode, right? That it can do. Is this communicator secure? Deer said he set up an encrypted comms channel that the AI won't be able to tap, so it should be secure. Oh, it's connected. Michti, can you hear? If you had called any later, I would have counted you out. See you at the save point. Put someone with a fully functional language module on the line. Harpsy promptly shoves the communicator into Vector's hands. Klukai, it's me, Vector. Let's cut to the chase. Have they briefed you on the situation? Yes, I'm all caught up. Eliminate the AI, recover our neural data, clear the game, and end the cycle. It's crucial that you follow the exact order. If you clear the game first, you won't be getting back any of the stolen data. I suggest that you obtain the purification solution first so that you can clear the game right after killing the AI, thus minimizing the time between those two steps and reducing the risk of having the plan derailed. Understood. Boom. Before she can finish, the sound of a building exploding and collapsing can be heard from the other end of the line. Klukai, Koshmar's coming. Why are you screaming your head off? Is your gun a prop? Koshmar? That Frankenstein gave herself a name that means nightmare. Oh wow. What a joke. I'm gonna turn this into her nightmare. Fierce gunfire erupts from her communicator, interwoven with piercing, anguish screams. The voice sounds somewhat familiar. Ah. Don't just stand there. Run. How are things on your end? The Frankenstein keeps coming after us. Need us to come back you up? Did you not understand what I said? Vector, take your team B and get your hands on the purification solution. Mishi and I will keep Koshmar busy. Yeah, Klukai. Invaders ahead. Shut up and shoot. Vector? Understood. I'll be sure to complete the mission. A three-dimensional image of the Research Institute building is displayed on the screen of Vector's watch. According to the topographic map and intelligence provided by Deer, the Institute's security protocol has been fully activated, but more than 75% of the building is damaged, so there are plenty of poorly defended openings. The West Garage, where we are right now, is one of them. Have you got an entry route? I have planned the 3 routes based on the distance, time, and number of enemies we will encounter. I personally recommend Route C, which is to go along the outer edge of the West Corridor to the exterior of Zone Z, where there's a gap where the wall was blasted open. After entering Zone Z from the gap, we turn right and travel for 200 meters, at which point we will come across an air raid passage that goes all the way down. We follow the air raid passage down to level LG-10, crawl along the ventilation duct there to the 5th window, and we will arrive right above the laboratory where the solution is stored. What's your reason, for whatever? What's your reason for what? For choosing this route? It is relatively safe. It's a little convoluted, but the defenses along this route are the weakest. You may run into security droids on patrol near the gap leading to Zone Z, but that's it. As for the patrols within the lab, the enemies are in the open while we have the advantage of surprise, so they pose no threat at all. Wellrod plants a hand on her hip, looking the very picture of confidence. Wellrod, yes? You don't have to keep reiterating the loss of your neural data. No, I just think that you're capable of making detailed plans and having a commanding presence. You are more of a team leader than me. Huh? Please don't say that. You're great too, Vivi. There's no need to spare my feelings. I'm merely stating facts. However, you haven't considered a potential problem. Huh? Go on then. Victor points at herself. You? Wilrod can't help but show a hint of surprise. Since I lack the sufficient information to both of you and Ruchi, it is impossible for me to assign roles and coordinate effectively based on your strengths and weaknesses. So I would like to hand over command of this operation to you. You mean I'm to be the team leader? You are a more suitable candidate under these circumstances. I agree. I think that's logical too. Despite the data loss, Victor appears much more certain than usual. Is there a problem? Surely this shouldn't be a challenge for you. Huh. Challenge or not, I will fulfill my responsibility. Following the entry routes planned by Wellrod, TB successfully reaches the ventilation duct just above the lab. They peered into the lab through the cracks of the vent. The room is unoccupied. Only a handful of equipment is still running and making some rickety noise. No enemies in sight. No signs of the target item either. Once we're in there, Harpsy and Ruchi will search for the solution. Make sure your respective search areas don't overlap. Victor and I will keep moving and be on the lookout. Roger that. The 4 dolls enter the laboratory through the vent. As Vector gets a better look at the layout of the lab, a certain fragment scene flashes by quickly in her neural cloud. Vivi, what's wrong? Ruchi asks, sensing her hesitation. This scene feels oddly familiar, like I've been here before. Familiar? I mean, that's... I mean, for me, this is where, Helena was at, right? In that box. Just reusing that background, I guess. Familiar. Oh, you mean the simulation training we did this morning? It does look a bit similar, but there's no hostage to be rescued this time. Simulation training. Have you also lost this part of your memory? You almost got into a big fight with Wellrod because she didn't stick to the operation plan. Ahem. You can leave out the superfluous information. Wellrod, who was standing guard nearby, suddenly coughs loudly. Have you found a solution? Guys, I think I've got it. Harpsy calls out from one end of the laboratory. Next to her is an open electronic cabinet with jars filled with green liquid neatly stacked inside. Wow, that's great! Just then, the alarm starts blaring. The door is blown right off its hinges, and a large number of security droids surges in. Enemy targets spotted. They spotted us. Find cover. The group takes cover behind a large piece of equipment as bullets rain down like a torrential storm, slamming into the machine with deafening roar. Seizing the brief moment when the enemies are reloading, Wilrod peeks out from behind with her riot shield. She has a riot shield? However, after only a few shots, she is forced back under the hail of bullets. Dang it. The enemy units in the game can actually share information with each other. The approaching enemies give her no time to finish her sentence. Other than Harpsy, who is protecting the solution, the other 3 dolls desperately fight to keep the enemies contained within the barricade. There's no end to these droids. What if I draw their fire and you guys make a run for it through the vent? No, that would be certain death for you, and quite frankly, you alone won't be able to stall them long enough for us all to make a safety through the vent. Then think of it another way. We can't do this all day. Our only choice is to clear the path with grenades and charge through the main entrance. The weight of Inwellrod's hand is suddenly gone. When she looks up, Vector has already grabbed her riot shield and charged out of cover. What are you doing, Vector? The enemies instantly shift their aim and unleash a relentless barrage toward Vector. Make for the vent! Aruchi, Harpsy, get the solution safely out of here. If you don't see us after more than 10 minutes, get to the air base on your own. Wilrod grabs a discarded metal plate from the ground and holds it up in front of her. Oh, what about you? It's just a game. Dying once is no big deal. Then she sprints toward Vector without a second thought. Why did you act without permission? I'm the team leader here. Boom. A thunderous explosion drowns out all other sounds. Several culture tanks in the laboratory shatter on impact, sending torrents of incubation fluid surging out, knocking over every security droid. Wilrod loses her footing and nearly falls, but Vector, who has anticipated this, catches her firmly. Go! From the corner of her eye, Wilrod spots Ruchi and Harpsy already crawling into the ventilation duct. Without hesitation, Vector grabs Wilrod's hand and pulls her out of the exit of the lab. So you actually had a plan. Sorry, I know it's risky, but it was an opportunity that I had to seize. No, I should be the one to apologize. Huh? You'll understand what I mean when you have your neural data back. More sporadic gunshots can be heard from behind them. Looks like your culture fluid cannons didn't get rid of all the vermin. Okay. Let's go and try to finish this up, and then we got one more to go. I guess I'll try to finish this whole thing here in this one video. Yeah, I didn't realize I was going by this kind of fast here. Okay. Let's go. Nice. Let's go, Michti. I'm guessing in the next stage we gotta go fight Koshmar. That's kind of cool. I didn't even know Michti meant dream. That's kind of cool. I wonder, like, if, you know, I'm guessing it's like a language thing. I wonder what language it's from with Michti. Okay. Yeah, one more stage left now. Let's go and finish this here. And then there's Koshmar too. Maybe I can look it up right now. Why not? You know. After, I guess, after when I get to a good spot to do so. Having successfully acquired the purification solution and withdrawn from the research institute, Team B is now moving toward the northeastern corner of Runa Crystallis under the cover of night as quickly as they can. Harpsy, can you contact Michti and Klukai? The comms channel is still online, but nobody's answering. Keep the line open. Okay. Harpsy sent another comms request. Unlike before, when her requests were met with nothing but a long, tedious dial tone, the call is answered almost instantly. This is Harpsy. We secured the purification solution and are heading toward the Runa Crystallis airbase. Oh my gosh, it's Koshmar. Purification solution? The signal is unstable. The speaker's face isn't shown on screen, but the voice belongs to neither Klukai nor Michti. I see. Well, that was kind of like bad information to give out. Now she knows where we're going. Huh? Wait for me. I'll be right there. The call is terminated. Harpsy looks over at Vector in alarm. That was neither Klukai nor Michti. It can only be Koshmar. Then Michti and Klukai must be in big trouble. It's pretty obvious from the call that Koshmar is on her way to do us in. Even Klukai couldn't beat her. So what chances do we... I mean, there's 4 of them and 2 of them. I'm sure we got a good chance too here. Calm down. Worst case, she defeated Klukai and Michti. But as long as we haven't cleared the game, the respawn cycle won't end. Once they respawn, they'll come back to us. Come to back us up. So don't worry about too much about them. There were just 2 of them, so they couldn't even utilize basic team formation. Their defeat was hardly unexpected. But that we're all here, as long as we can stay on our toes, defeating Koshmar isn't entirely impossible. That's right, besides, that's just the worst case scenario. What if things went down better than what we were assuming? Huh, has the amnesia actually cured your paranoia? Say, maybe you should just stay like this. Victor shakes her head. Whether it does me any good or not, I need to recover all my memories of you. I don't want to misplace any of it. I was just joking. Don't take it so seriously. Why is there such an inviolable sense of rapport between the 2 of you now? What happened between you 2? Nothing. Put a lid on your pointless curiosity. Look, Vivi, is that the helicopter that G28 mentioned? A battery military helicopter sits on the small tarmac. A rectangular device is hanging from its tail. That should be it. Inspect the engine first. Make sure it is fit to fly. Okay. Ushi climbs into the cockpit to inspect it. After a quick check, she hops back down. The engine is in good condition, and there's plenty of fuel. The helicopter even has the autopilot function. Uh-oh. The 2 managed to dodge the attack in time. The helicopter is now riddled with bullet holes in an instant. Oh my, did I miss? The girl hovering midair lowers her gun in her hands, but the 7 guns floating around her remain trained on Vector and Ruchi. How can she control so many guns at once? Hang on, is she wielding my PP-90? Oh, she's got a PP-90? She's got the water gun. Heck yeah. Next time, I'll take better aim, okay? Give me all of your data, please. That way, I will be complete. Her voice is undoubtedly of that of a young girl, yet it is light and airy, with an upward lilt tinged with mockery. Vector stares at her for a while, then she lets out a chuckle. Why are you laughing? No wonder Klukai called you Frankenstein. Frankenstein? Your appearance, weapons, everything about you stems from Michti's and my neural data on the 8 of us. Vector shows something. Shows no fear of her weapons, She paces before Koshmar with deliberate ease. Still hovering midair, Koshmar follows Vector's movements and turns her body slowly. Even if you read all of our neural data and sees our frames, you will never be perceived as a complete doll or a new Koshmar. You're just an amalgamation of patchworked parts. You don't even actually exist, let alone have the ability to be complete. I don't exist? I will never be complete? That's right. You don't exist. Well, Rod. All of a sudden, Vector ducks down, and a sharp crack of gunfire erupts from behind Koshmar. Bullets tear through her limbs and abdomen. Caught off guard, Koshmar immediately flies up to dodge the attack from behind. When she turns and spots Wellrod and Harpsy firing at her from behind a helicopter, her face instantly contorts in fury. You ambushed me. Just reciprocating the courtesy you showed to our friends. Dang, heck yeah. Yeah. I want to have my own frame, like the rest of you. I want to experience the outside world. I feel bad for Koshmar. I kind of wish we can help. But you know, she's kind of crazy though. I can have my own data. All this data. It's all me. Koshmar lets out a anguished shriek. The floating guns around her start spinning and firing wildly in all directions. Spread out. Amidst the chaos, a stray bullet strikes the purification solution that had been strapped to Harpsy's arm, sending the glass container tumbling. The fluorescent green liquid instantly catches Koshmar's attention. The purification solution. She halts her reckless barrage and aims her gun at the container. Oh no! The Vector lunges to shield the container, but Koshmar has already pulled the trigger, and the bullet shoots straight toward Vector's head. Vivi, look out! The loud noise is followed by a dreadful silence. Vector opens her eyes. The glass container in her arms is intact, but she isn't met with the dreaded "you died" text. Then that gunshot. Holy crap! What kind of ultimate kill stealer are you? You even managed to hit an airborne bullet. Starting from tomorrow, you're adding 200 shots to your dynamic target practice. I was complimenting you. Ow. Hearing the familiar voices coming from behind, Victor turns and sees Klukai landing gracefully after vaulting over the railing, alongside with a stumbling Michti. Vivi, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Victor grips the container tightly, her fingers still trembling. If you're okay, then get up right now. The fight isn't over yet. Okay, here we go. I guess I'll try to fight her manually, even though it'll probably end in like a few seconds. Oh, look at that, you can see the guns. That's so cool. I like the design of this character. Wow. Alright. Let's go in combat start. I kind of feel bad for this character, you know? For Koshmar. So I'm guessing she's like an evil Michti then? Like her looks are based on Michti, I guess, but like a more... I guess a more mature version? I'm not sure. Oh look, she's gonna spawn in some people. Wow, she has like... Those things are actually... Wow. Klukai, Belka, Ruchi, Vector, Michti, Andorus, Wellrod, Harpsy. Yeah, they got the guns, like... Wow. Interesting. Anyways. Screw the guns right now. Oh wow, I wish I could target all of them, but I don't think I can. It's kind of hard to do so. Like, yeah, I can't even target inside there. Oh well. That's fine. I think I'll use Orwin last, because she can't really attack anyone, I think. Like, I want to attack Koshmar if I can. Michti has an ultimate here. Enters turbo mode. Turn to patch mode. Oh yeah, I haven't really used much of Michti actually. I don't know how to play as her. Maybe I'll skip out for now. Oh wow, you think we should do the... Yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. Why not? That's gonna be kind of fun and crazy. All those explosions. And they all explode, right? Well, they all fire back. Good thing I deployed the shields first. Oh wow, what the heck? Wait, they're not down? Like they don't actually go down? Okay. I thought they would go down. I want to attack. We can deal AoE corrosion damage. It's not a lot though. Dang. Okay. Yeah, I have like no way to attack her with Ulrid. So yeah, I'll just do this. Oh, Koshmar is Russian. I just looked it up right now. While I had a chance. Okay, what about Michti though? Michti meaning. Yep. He's also Russian too. That's a cool name. I like that. And let me go for Koshmar now. Come on. Why is it not? Oh, there we go. Wait, is it not actually working? But it's not targeting on a spot I want it to. Can I really not target it? I guess not for now. What about you? Oh, because you got the shield on? Do I got to destroy the others first? I think so. Okay, maybe we can do like a bomb here then. And there we go. Oh, there we go. Koshmar's down. Look, the health. Can maybe take her down. Okay, Michti can maybe do it. Let's go, Michti. Can you do like a normal fire at her? Yeah, there we go. We win. Let's go, Michti. With the help of Suomi. Nice. That feels satisfying. Good job. Koshmar cannot withstand the combined firepower of the 6 dolls. The floating guns around her are shattered one by one. Alas, she can hold out no longer. She plummets from midair, hitting the ground with a brutal thud, then becomes motionless. Kukai steps forward, firing a couple of rounds into her body just to be sure. After confirming no further movements, she signals the others, and one by one they emerge from cover. Is it over? But the helicopter got shot into Swiss cheese, so what do we do now? Well, Rod, Ruchi, go check the status of the helicopter. If it's not usable, check the other aircraft. No way this helicopter is the only functional aircraft in the entire airbase. There's actually a distinct possibility. Ow, why did you bonk me in the head? Shut up already. Go with Vector and recover your neural data. Koshmar will be back after she responds. Haven't we destroyed all the nearby save points while we were on our way here? She won't get here that soon. If you think you can escape your punishment in reality, you're being delusional. Any more procrastination will only double the punishment. Michti pouts and shuffles closer to Koshmar. Strange. Why can't I recover? Hello? Koshmar, who has been lying motionless on the ground, suddenly lifts her head. Michti yelps and jumps back in fright. But Koshmar ignores Michti entirely. Instead, she turns and bolts towards Vector, who is holding the purification solution, her movement swift and her intent crystal clear. Ruchi and Wellrod, who have been inspecting the helicopter nearby, are drawn to the commotion by Michti's startled cry. Kukai and Vector are the first to react. Without hesitation, they draw their guns and open fire on Koshmar. A fresh burst of bullets completely severs Koshmar's already dingled left arm, but she doesn't even flinch. With her still functioning right hand, she brushes against a shadowy, decorative mark on the side of her right thigh. Electronic currents crackle around her. Then, with a flash of white light that illuminates the darkness, the shadow solidifies into a drawn blade. Without slowing, she lunges at Vector with the weapon. Not fair. Not fair. It's not fair. If I'm stuck here, you're not leaving either. Crap. There's no time to dodge. The raised blade gleams coldly under the moonlight. Bang. A small something, a small figure suddenly barrels into Koshmar from the side, knocking her away from Vector. Vector immediately ceases fire, but not before a stray bullet strikes the body of Koshmar's assailant. You. Koshmar instinctively clamps down on the doll who has crashed into her, and in the struggle, her blade, veers slightly before plunging downward with full force. Ugh! Michti! Dang it. This is supposed to be a game. Why does it hurt like a female dog? Michti collapses like a marionette with its strings cut, her form dissolving into scattered fragments of light. Gosh darn it. The near save point. It's so far away. Guess I'm not coming back. Vector, I'll be waiting for you in the future. The light completely fades away. Don't just stand there. Attack. Shoot her to bits. At Klukai's sharp command, another hail of bullets rained down on Koshmar. Bullets tear through and riddle her body. As Klukai gives the final order, Koshmar's body gradually breaks apart into smaller and smaller fragments. Ah, ah. Koshmar's anguish stream fades, and at the same time, the fragments of her body begin to glow. Stop. The doll sees their attack. The broken pieces dissolve, unraveling into delicate threads of light that peel away from Koshmar's remains. The strands unravel faster and faster, until wisps of soft, luminescent blue surge into the air, forming a vast ocean of light above the base. Part of the glowing tide drifts into the distance, while the rest rushes straight forward toward Vector, flowing into her body. That's... The waves of light flood Vector's mind. She can't help but bend forward, sinking to her knees. In front of her, 4 hands overlap, following the arm upward. She sees that familiar features begin to take shape on 2 once blank faces. The fragments have returned to their rightful place. My neural data. Victor looks up toward the sky. There is no more trace of Koshmar. The members of Team B rushes up to her. Vivi, how do you feel? Did that work? Have you regained your memory? It's okay. We still got our neural backups. Victor breathes in deeply and takes Ruchi's and Welrod's hand. I got everything back. I'm just a bit disoriented. Thank goodness. Ruchi embraces Victor tightly. Welrod and Harpsy also look visibly relieved. Does anyone remember there's a second phase in our operation? If you want to fight Frankenstein again, by all means, keep the group bonding session going. Alright, we have more important things to do. Ruchi hastily lets go of Vector. Vivi, I just checked with Welrod. Even though the helicopter got shot to full of holes, it's still functional. Even the autopilot still works. The world of video games sure is miraculous. However, miraculous it is. I've had enough of it. Vector holds out the glass container that she had been protecting in her arms. In that case, see you in a bit. No residual anomalous data in the neural module. No data conflicts or losses detected. All modules are operating normally. Right. Okay, Harpsy, you can go ahead and destroy that plugin. Make sure you leave no backup. Alright? Sure. Phew. Now that the crisis has been averted, can I log off? I've got other stuff to attend to. Go then. Deer's image disappears from the terminal screen. I glance at Michti and Vector, who have just climbed out of their repair pods. Then I pat Klukai on the shoulders. Don't get too worked up. Just take it easy, yeah? I will keep it under control. Klukai clears her throat and fixes her gaze firmly on the 2 dolls. You may now explain yourselves. I'm listening. Well, it is as you saw. And what exactly did I see? Don't be nervous. Talk to me slowly. Talk to me through it slowly. You have all the time in the world. Or would you like a drink to soothe your vocal module? Should I fetch Andorus? Eep, don't be like that. If you want to snap or shout at me, just do it. Otherwise, I feel like I was still in the virtual world. Besides, you know I can't drink coffee. Are you telling me what to do? No, not at all. I wouldn't dare. I just think I prefer the OG version of Klukai. If memory serves me. OOC is out of context. I think that's what I think I know what that means now. OOC. Like, I've seen that before, but I couldn't, like, remember it. But I think it's out of context. That'll be the one you called Tyrant Klukai. A chuckle slips out, earning me a mildly disapproving glance from Klukai. I was wrong, Klukai. I shouldn't have asked Harpsy to create that plugin without permission. What else? And I shouldn't mix training and games. Klukai, please don't be like this. Klukai tilts her chin up and shoots Michti one more sharp, murderous glare before turning to the trembling Harpsy. Just as she's about to speak, Vector interrupts her. If I had run a tighter ship, this wouldn't have happened. As the leader of Team B, I bear full responsibility for this incident. I will submit a complete review and self-reflection before dawn. Are you planning to take the blame from Harpsy? No, but at the end of the day, this all happened because I failed to discipline my team members properly. This is Team B's management issue. Let me handle it. Klukai gazes at Vector, then glances at the members of Team B, hanging their heads behind her. Remember to include your proposed solution to the problem in your review. Understood. Michti, you're coming to the shooting range with me. The shooting range? At this hour? It's so late. I know it's my punishment, but can we leave it till tomorrow? Klukai reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small watch. It is compact, with a round button resetting right under her fingertip. Michti immediately flails her hands in panic. I'll come. I'm coming, alright? Then I'll be going with Michti. Commander, would you like to join us? I understand the meaningful look that Klukai is giving me. She wants Vector to handle Team B's internal affairs on her own. Vector might find it awkward if we stay. At the same time, my instincts tell me that this is the moment for Vector to reach a consensus with her team. But can she really do it? I look at her, both worried and hopeful. At that moment, the still inexperienced team leader meets my gaze and gives me a firm nod. Sure, I'll come too. What? Even the commander will be supervising me? Huh. Well, we'll see if you dare slack off again with two pairs of eyes watching you. Now let's go. Klukai takes the lead, pulling Michti out the door. As I walk past Vector, I give her a reassuring pat on the shoulder. She looks up at me with silent understanding. The footsteps in the hallway gradually fade into the distance, and the remaining members of Team B let out a collective sigh of relief. I was so scared, I didn't dare to speak at all. I'm not surprised, you scaredy cat. Like you were any better. You were also staring at your toes and avoiding Klukai's eyes yourself. I was resting my eyes. I seriously wondered how the members of Team A hang out with Klukai on a daily basis. Thank goodness our VV is so much more approachable. Thank you, Vector, for stepping in when Klukai was about to dress me down. I wouldn't know what to say at all. No, I wasn't trying to defend you. Huh? Even though I sensed that something wasn't right, I didn't insist on putting a stop to it, and your disregard for rules and protocols is all because I did not set a good example. I must take full responsibility for everything that happened. We didn't disregard. Seeing that Welrod still intends to argue the point, Vector cuts her off firmly. Disregard is exactly what it is. Vector's gaze does not waver this time. She looks Welrod straight in the eyes without any of her usual moral senses. Moral what? I don't know that word. Welrod, this is no small matter. Strictly following protocols and abiding by the rules are the foundation of a team's ability to function effectively. But procedures or rules shouldn't be stagnant. Even if they should be adjusted, the changes must be thoroughly tested, otherwise they'll end up like a chandelier crashing down in the middle of a battle, hindering the team, or worse, hurting someone. Do you understand, Welrod? An awkward silence fills the training room again. Vector lets out a soft sigh. Then again, maybe using what happened on the battlefield as an analogy isn't very appropriate. In combat, you don't always have the time to react or test a strategy. Sometimes, spontaneous actions can turn the tide of battle more effectively than rigidly sticking to the plan. Now that I've been in your position, I realize that when a moment comes, I should rely on my own judgment as well. I shouldn't have been so quick to attribute your actions to a blind desire to score highly, nor should I have rushed to justify my own idea as the best solution. I'm sorry, Welrod, that was my mistake. The air grows still for a few seconds as she looks into Vector's apologetic eyes. Wilrod slowly speaks. Back in the lab, when you suddenly rushed forward and shattered the culture tanks, it really caught me off guard. Did you ever stop to think whether your right shield could withstand the impact? Did you know what was in those tanks? What if we had been knocked over by the liquid too? These questions hit me all at once, and I just got really, really mad. Uh, and then I thought, maybe this is exactly how you felt when you saw me shoot down the chandelier. Then when we were discussing the simulation training afterwards, I also didn't take your reasoning and standpoints into consideration. All I cared about was defending my own judgment. As Wilrod continues, her face gradually turns red, and her voice grows a little abashed. So, you don't have to take all the blame so eagerly. I'm not. Alright. Let me summarize things. Following the plan is important, but adaptability is just as crucial. If that's all we write down as our conclusion, I doubt Kukai will accept it. Then what do we do? Maybe we can approach it like this. From now on, during every after action review, we add a situational thought exercise. Using the battlefield map from the mission, we analyze and discuss the potential and expected actions that each team member might take. But we don't always encounter the same scenarios. The goal of this exercise isn't to rehearse specific scenarios, but to develop a better understanding of each other's tendencies in combat. That way, when someone makes a sudden move in the field, we won't waste valuable time being surprised, or worse, let emotions get in the way. We can't control the ever-changing battlefield, so we have to learn to adapt. Oh, I see. After all, when we're on the battlefield, opportunities wait for no one. Seeing the amusement in Vector's eyes, Wilrod raises an eyebrow. I think this is doable, and your paranoia, well, it's not entirely baseless. I also think it's worth a try. Then once my proposed solution gets approved, we can begin our new training sessions. But before that, Harpsy. Yes? Having her name suddenly called, Harpsy jolts, her cat tail sticking straight up. You are also required to write a self-reflection. Furthermore, due to a lack of proper respect for rules and protocols, along with poor judgment, starting now, everyone, including myself, will conduct a full revision of 404's Code of Conduct. I expect to see everyone's review and reports on the previous training session in my mailbox by dawn. Am I understood? Yes. Looking at the now motivated team, Ritter lets out a small sigh of relief. I suppose I did the right thing. My teammates and I finally have a consensus, Commander. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Outside, the night has deepened, but the lights in the Elmo's training room remain bright, just like every other night Team B spends hard at work. And yet, tonight feels different. With the mission cut short, Belka returns to her room after signing off, and she flops onto the bed with a disappointed sigh. Staring at the photo of Kukai stuck to the ceiling, she puffs out her cheeks in frustration. What's up with that client? I was supposed to have at least 72 hours of uninterrupted time with Bix's Kukai. Now that we're back at base, she's run off to hang out with Michty again. Belka throws a few half-hearted punches at her training sandbag, where a picture of Michty is taped. Wow. Michty, the biggest obstacle to my bond with Big Sis. Beep beep beep. There's a notification on her terminal. Huh? Who's sending me a message at this hour? Oh, this is... In the photos, a video clip of her on her screen. Two figures can be seen leaning closely against each other. Not just anyone. It's her and Kukai. Yeah. I have no idea what this is, but Bix's Kukai looks so cute making this face. Oh, is it the screenshot that Michty took? That's funny. Belka presses the replay button again and again, watching the clip over and over, completely absorbed. It takes her a while to remember to check the sender's name. The sender is Michty? What does she mean by this? She hesitates briefly in confusion, but the moment her eyes land on the video again, she can't help but giggle. Who cares? Just for today, you can be the witness of the love and friendship between Big Sis Kukai and me, Michty. Alright. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the entire story here. Nice. Alright, you know what? I think one thing I will do, maybe we'll just do one poll on Vector. I do like her character. I feel like if there would be a fifth member, Because, you know, sometimes these missions have 5 people in it. I would like to include Vector. And yeah, I got a new background now. Because I do like Michi a lot. Such a fun character, I think. But yeah, let's go do like one pull. I think is fine. But I don't plan on getting her. But if I do get her, luckily, then I'm fine with that. So let's go and do it. Nope. But I got her weapon. Oh wait, this is the retired version though. Never mind. That's like the common version. I thought it was new. Yeah, that's all that I'll do. Anyway, guys, I think I'll go ahead and end it here. Yeah, I think overall it was fun and funny. It definitely felt more filler, but I think it was more of like just introducing the characters of Team B here. Kind of like with, you know, like the cafe people. That was more of like introduction to them. But yeah, I think that's what this is here. But yeah, next time, we'll do like whatever the next update is. And I don't think there's anything else, right? Like for the game modes? Yeah. Oh yeah, there's also this passive event over here too. I did see that. Once this unlocks, I think that's when I'll try to slow down the Let's Play. Because, you know, it's kind of hard for me to catch up sometimes with this. So, like, I did miss out on the Shania event. So yeah, I think I'll definitely slow down once that unlocks. But yeah, guys, that'll be it for now. That's game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good